In time, so long ago, begins our play. In war-torn galaxy, far, far away.
The transports make their way deep into space. The ion cannon leads as they take flight. But now the rebels grave new dangers face as the Empire sends a ground assault to fight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Star Wars: The Empire Striketh back. So, the Battle of Hoth is underway. So, there's been a few ships from the rebel base that have been able to make their way, escape from Hoth, outward and to safety somewhere else, because the Empire, they're coming in hot on Hoth. So, they gotta get out of there. Gotta get out. So, they've sent these things that are called AT-AT walkers. They're like elephants, but 100 times the size, and they're made out of steel, and they shoot lasers. Oh no, it's wicked elephants, mate. I mean, I know most people probably want to see them in real life and be like, whoa, look at those, but then you get blasted away. So it's best to just, when you see one, just run away. Yeah, don't try and take any photos. I wouldn't do it. Okay, so we're here. There's a little excerpt here where Luke Skywalker is talking to Dak. Dak is his co-pilot mate. So in their little snow speeders, they got person facing the front, that's the pilot. Person facing the back, that's the gunner. So this is Luke. Actually, it starts off with Dak. So we'll start off with Dak. How does thou fare, good sir? For I have heard of our unlucky recent incident. How is it with thee after the attack? And this is Luke. Quite well, I thank thee, Dak. And art thou well? Aye, truthfully, Commander, I do feel I could the Empire overthrow myself if I were given the opportunity. A single warrior to bring them down, a single hand to show them the rebellion's strength, a single mind that could outwit them all, a single Dak to best the Empire's might. Yeah, Dak. Okay, this is Luke. A noble soul, how like a soldier said, it seems that thou and I, fashioned from one cloth, one fabric knits our souls together. The feeling you express is one I've known. Indeed, it is opponent privilege, but also brings responsibility. Okay, so, the battle is waging on. They got the giant steel elephants that shoot lasers, and they got ground forces. The rebels have ground forces on the way. They got the land, the snow speeders, but they got troops on the ground, but it's a big battle, and there's a lot of the steel elephant things. There's like 20 of them or something, and there's more on the way because it's the Empire, and they have almost infinite numbers. So, we kind of fast forward a little bit. This is Luke. He's kind of helping out with the rebel pilots, so he says this. This is Luke. Now stay together, men. And then we got back to Dak. I'll ask you, Luke. The ship's computer has malfunctioned. Oh, I'm not set for this attack. Be patient. We shall use pattern Delta now. Anon. Okay. So Luke fires at the ships, and then he says this, or he fires at the AT-AT walkers. The steel elephant says this. A hit. A very palpable hit. Wait. Although my shots have found their mark, their blasts have no effect. It is their armor. Fie. Our blasters are too weak to penetrate the strength of their robust exteriors. Rogue group, use thy harpoons and cables too. Let us go for the legs and trip them up. Perhaps they may be bested from beneath. Dak, art thou with me? This malfunction hath put fire to the system. I'll attempt to quickly gain some power another way. I pray thee, be thou careful now, young Dak. So, unfortunately, as, again, they're in the middle of a battle. So, as Dak is trying to fix the little computer back there so they can do more gunning work, the ship gets hit. So, unfortunately, Dak also gets hit as the ship is blasted by the AT-AT walkers. So Dak says this. Alas, I die. Farewell, Commander Luke. Oh. And then Luke says this. Nay, Dak! 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 No! Nay, Dak. Oh, agony of battle. Curse of war and the dread of every soldier's heart. To suffer at the hands of enemies. To end one's days by power of the unjust. What use is war? For it doth ravage all within its path, and what hath it ever solved? 'Tis rare that peace doth follow in war's wake. Indeed, this recent blow doth only urge and heighten my destructive sentiments. I shall avenge thee, Dak, and slay these here who have thy lifeblood taken and sealed thy fate. So, then Luke calls upon one of his other flight mates. He calls upon Rogue 2. So there's Luke, or Rogue 3 rather. Rogue 3, Duff's here. So this is Wedge. I do, Rogue Leader. Wedge, I need thee now. I've lost my gunner. Thou must strike their legs with thy harpoon. I give thee aid. We'll fly together. Follow close behind me. So this Wedge. Aye. Now activate harpoon and slay these beasts. So Wedge still has his gunner. So they shoot a harpoon onto one of the steel AT-AT walkers' legs, and they start wrapping around, roping the legs so they can trip it up. So this is Wedge. Well hit, brave Jansen. Now encircle them and bring this giant down to meet his end. It worketh, friends. His legs have been confined. And thus the brute hath trouble with his stride. Just one more pass around and then detach. So this is Jansen, the gunner of Wedge. The cables detach. He falls. So yes, they took out the AT-AT walker. It falls. Boom, and blows up. Yeah, take that, mate. Okay, so then we go to we go back to Luke. So again, it's a crazy battle. Lasers flying back and forth from the rebels and the Empire. And I'm telling you, these giant steel elephants, mate, they're tough. You know, I mean, basically you can wrap around their legs, but still they got lasers, they got heavy armor. So basically the ground troops are like, look out, mate. And again, they're like, 1,000 feet tall. And that's tall. That's really tall. Okay, so anyway, so this is Luke. But yeah, unfortunately, Luke, again, he's flying. He's trying to get through it. The snow speeders unfortunately being picked off, and Luke's ship gets hit. So he starts going down, starts saying this. Too many loss. Such good and worthy men have met their end to these confound walkers fly. This battle bleak may mean rebels' end, rebellion's end. 'Tis now my turn. My ship hath taken a hit. I fall yet. I am not slain. Indeed, thou, here I lie upon the ground. I spy an opportunity. For while this awful monster walks above, I spy his weakness as I lie below. He passes just beyond. Now, to it. Revenge should have no bounds when friends are slain. And now their memory doth push me on. My lightsaber shall strike the lethal blow. I'll hit where he shall feel it in his heart. If ever such a cruel beast did have a heart. So, from here, Luke, he has a little harpoon cable that he shoots up into the AT-AT walker. And then he rappels up. So the AT-AT walker is so tall and it's looking forward at the attack, it doesn't see Luke coming from below. So he goes up, he's got his lightsaber, cuts a hole in the AT-AT walker, and then he throws a little grenade up in there, and then detaches, and then boom, boom, blows up the AT-AT walker. Take that, yeah, we'll score another point for the rebels. So, good work, Luke. And yeah, takes it out, but unfortunately, again, there's still more. There's 20 plus of these AT-AT steel elephant things. So this is one of them, actually, the pilot in one of those saying this. Although my fellow AT-ATs meet their ends, I press toward my goal with purpose firm. The rebels' power generator is within the target of my lasers keen. Now all the fallen AT-ATs I salute. As for my noble emperor, I shoot. So he shoots and destroys the power generator. The rebels' power generator that was basically keeping them safe. Kind of. But basically he's blown up. So boom! That gets blown up. So the rebels really gotta get out of there. Yeah. Okay. You know what? It's a good place to stop. But luckily, Luke seems to be okay for the time being. Even though a lot of his mates have been slain. He bested one of them with his lightsaber. Boom! So good work on you, Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Our next episode will probably take place, we're still on Hoth, so it'll probably take place a little bit with Han and Leia, because they're still making their way out of the Hoth base. But the battle was in full swing right there, and we'll see what happens on the next episode. So I will say to you, thanks again for tuning in to the Empire Striketh Back Excerpt. And that's it. That's it for today. Yeah? 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 Okay. So, I will say, as I always say, remember, folks, the Force will be with you always. Dak! 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 No!